Oh man, 27 minutes. Okay, let's do this. This one's going on the story of Moses, definitely. But like, I was in the best of fathers, but it was hard. It was just like, my wife didn't want to discipline them, so I'm just like, I'm fucked. My family's fucked. It's like, like, but whatever. But I did try to tell them. I did. I sat them down several times. I sat them down at least twice. And I told them, I looked them in the eye and I told them, I'm like, don't believe the lies of this world. Don't believe the lies of this world. It is a virtue which is powerful. Virtue is powerful, right? And that's just a self-evident truth. It is. It's like if you work hard, guess what? You can build your own blanket. If you work hard, you can make your own fan. If you work hard, if you fucking work hard, guess what you can do? Guess what you can do? You can make your own fucking beer. Hell fucking yeah. Ooh. Love? Like, come on. Like, it's just so sad. Like, love is just seen as so much weakness. Like, oh yeah, no, the wind doesn't like that. No, like, love is seen as weakness, but what is love? Love is a bond between one and another. And what is the sexiness of evil? It's all the glory of isolation. If you're gonna be greedy, if you're gonna be power hungry, you're gonna be a murderer. Yeah, you wanna go around murdering people? You don't have a bond with anybody. Your bonds are dependency and fear, and not real bonds. They're not real bonds. Like, it's so disgusting that I have to get up here and fucking, like, tell you that love is fucking powerful, because love is a real bond. But, oh, shit, like, a lot of the movies coming out nowadays, it's the criminal who's the fucking hero. The criminal. And those can be, like, I've written stories like that before, where the criminal's the hero. But it all depends on the circumstances and the world and everything, because there are evil times when the criminal is the loving man. But whatever. The man of justice, like Billy the Kid. That guy was a man of justice, living in fucking unjust times, un-American times too. It was just like, you got all these ranchers here in New Mexico, and all these ranchers had all this fucking power. And that's not America. That's not democracy. That's fucking England right there. Shit, in a disguise. Anyways. It's like love, hard work, patience, obviously. Man, patience leads to mastery. Patience is a rough virtue. Sometimes your virtues are rough, right? Bravery is a rough virtue. It's horrific. Bravery is a horror story. Sometimes. And yet, we put all this glory music behind it, right? No. It's self-evident. But there is one weakness that virtuous people have, right? There's one weakness that virtuous people have, right? And that is naivety. right? It's just fucking naivety. That's it. That's it. And therefore, a man or a woman who is good will be vulnerable to personal duplicity. And a tribe and a civilization and a world will be vulnerable to organized duplicity. And the duplicities think they're just so amazing and strong, you know. The narcissist who wants to control you thinks they're just on top of the fucking world. Like I was watching this fascinating video, like I think it was yesterday, and it was this little girl. She's talking to her mom, and she's in the back seat, and the mom's like, and she's like, "Are we going to the Mexican restaurant?" And mom's like, "No, we're gonna go home. I'll make something. We'll eat." And she's like, "No, no," and it was just fascinating. Like this little girl was telling her mother what reality was. Right, so that her mother could decide what reality was. Right, she was telling her in a way that her mother was going to make the decision that the reality is that they're going to go eat at a Mexican restaurant. Right, and that's going to be the mother's decision. It was just, and this was just a little girl doing this. I mean, this is just the beautiful power of women, I guess. But you know, this is at the heart. This is at the heart of Moses. It totally is. Like that's why Abraham went to Sarah and said, "Hey, you know, you need to sleep with any man who wants to sleep with you, because they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me to take all my stuff, and they're gonna kill me to take my hot wife." Like this is the world we're living in. Here in Mesopotamia, it's a duplicitous world, and there are these groups of men out there, organized groups of duplicitous men, secret societies, mystery religions, as Bill Cooper would call them. And they're gonna kill me in order to take my stuff and to fuck you. You know, so just sleep with them so they don't kill me, right? Now, in my reading of it, you know, he's hunting them down. You know, he and Sarah are hunting them down. You know, there's a lot hidden between the lines that Moses doesn't want you to see unless you're wise. But naivety is really the only weakness of a good man or woman. Naivety. You know, if you're a woman and you have this guy coming up to you, and you're like, and he's like, "Oh, hey baby, you're so fucking hot, you're so fucking beautiful, baby, I love you, baby, I love you, baby, You know, it's like, don't fall for it, shit. If you do, your tears are on you, you know, and God will only laugh in your face. He likes to laugh in my face a lot, so don't. He's a child, a perverted little child. But anyways, oh no, I just broke my cigar. Well, I can smoke it without the tip. Let's get that off there. I don't get that flavor though. It was probably like chemicals and poison and stuff. There's poison everywhere. Pick your poison. Shit. No, like that's it. That's it. Like virtue. Like, oh, like everybody's like into fucking Machiavelli. Everybody's into all this shit. You know. I mean, just look at Chinese history. Like you have lazy out there, right? And like lazy went out and he's like, fuck society. I'm just gonna hang out and I'm just gonna make music and I'm just gonna make art and I'm just gonna think. I'm just, it's like fucking A, I'm just gonna do my fucking thing. And he inspired people. And then you have Confucius, who's sometimes says opposed to lazy, but I don't think so. Um, because I mean, maybe there was clash of style, or maybe there was a clash of moral philosophy. I don't know. I don't think so, though. But I would love to learn more about it, definitely, because I'm interested in that question. Um, but I mean, for Confucius, it's all about virtue. Virtue is power. Virtue is power. Right, for the early Roman Republic, before they got corrupted by the evil Greeks, it's like, oh my God, like look at the difference between virtue and the modern thought that evil is power, right? I mean, that's what the Greeks believed, right? Because they were corrupted by the Phoenicians. Because the Greeks were the main rival to the Phoenicians. And then Rome came along and it was just like, get the fuck out of here. Rome came out of nowhere, but the Phoenicians had been working on the Greeks for centuries, trying to corrupt them and corrupt them and corrupt them, and they eventually became corrupted, and eventually the Phoenicians corrupted the Romans through the Greeks. But it's like the Greeks are like nothing. They used to be the power of the Mediterranean world, and they used to have these virtue texts too. They did that were suppressed, and the Athenians tried to destroy all these virtue texts. But we do still have some of these virtue texts that are pre-Athenian. I think I've read some before, and I was just like fascinated by them. Um, like damn, like the Greeks are nothing because they don't believe in morality. They believe in greed and they believe in pride. Just obnoxious pride. Like how many times has Athens been destroyed? Like not enough. At least one more time. Shit. And I'm just talking like no, don't. I'm not advocating for violence here. No, that's not. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. But damn, like shit, like like people are saying that Rome died, and Rome didn't die. Rome is now Portugal. Rome is now Spain. Rome is now all of the different Italian languages. Rome is France. Rome is the Dalmatian coast, right? And Romania is actually the birthplace of the Latin language. The Latins of Italy were colonists of Romania. Anyways, that's a different story. But it's there in history. Nobody talks about it. It's weird. Um, but but it's true. Like I was reading this. Like when the Ottomans were rising, they started talking about the Christians of the Balkans, right? And they were talking about there's this one original source that I was watching this original source. Some guy had made this video, and it was an original source of this Ottoman person. And this Ottoman person was commenting on the culture and the people of the Christian Balkans. And he was just saying, they're weak. You know, they're a bunch of citified, metrosexual, bitch-ass, weak people, you know. And us Ottomans were hardy, you know. But eventually the Ottomans became corrupted, right? and once they became corrupted, you know, it's just, damn, like the moral interpretation of history is just the most obvious, right? But it can get complicated because, again, the biggest weakness, the Greeks used to get in front of the Roman Senate and cry, right? And it was the naivety of these Romans who saw these crying Greeks, and they're like, oh, maybe Marcellus shouldn't have destroyed your city. Oh, no, Marcellus should have destroyed the city even more. He should have razed it to the ground and built up a Roman Latin city. Because fuck the Greeks, they don't deserve that land. Although they do, because God really likes the Greeks for some reason. Because they should have been destroyed a long time ago. There's many tribes that have been destroyed. But whatever. I've got 11 minutes or so left. 10 and a half. No, but that's seriously that's what Abraham was all about, right? Abraham, he was hunting down these mystery religions in order to kill them, right? Him and Sarah, they were working together. Like, you have to read between the lines. Like, she knew more than you did. And they were a team. They were a team of spies for love and justice. The wind likes that one. But you know, Abraham wasn't naive. Abraham wasn't naive, nor was Moses. Moses wasn't fucking naive, you know? You have all these fucking dumbasses out there nowadays holding signs in the streets, committing the sin of Marduk. Naivety, that's the only weakness that an individual has, where someone sees your power and they just want to parasite off of you, right? But there's also such a thing as organized duplicity, right? There's a movie with what's his name, and then there's Paul Newman was in the movie. Who else was in the movie? There's another name. There's several names, I think. But it was a name about a group of con men, right? And these con men were doing their thing. And what you have to realize about organized duplicity is that when these con men are doing their thing, when they're in public, sometimes they pretend to fight against each other to get one side on one side and the other side on one side, but they're not really fighting, they're together. It's all just pretend. It's the Sting, I think it is. I don't know. But that's what organized duplicity is. Go check out that movie. But Abraham was talking about organized duplicity, right? And that's what these secret societies and mystery religions of the Mesopotamia were all about, you know, originating in Canaan and Phoenicia, most likely. Because that's weakness. That's weakness. It is. That's weakness. Like the man that can, the more woman that can go out there and fucking, like, make their own blankets and make their own robots and make their own beer. Like, that's the powerful man or woman. Right? Shit. Abraham was a powerful man, and he didn't want to get murdered by a bunch of bitches. But not only that, like, he traveled, like, he was a traveling man of justice, just traveling around getting justice. And not only, he wasn't getting justice for his tribe. He wasn't trying to make his, he was traveling around to this city or that city. He was trying to get justice in another man's tribe. And that's exactly what Moses did when he went to Canaan, when he went through Egypt. Because God is good. God is loving. God does not like genocide or murder. God does not like organized famine. God doesn't like it when we poison one another. No. God is good. But God is wise. He hides. He hides from us. Fucking bitch. Although he doesn't. You probably met him one time, you just didn't recognize.